and I love using DaVinci Resolve to color grade. So when there is an update, what's new is something I immediately want to know. The latest to come out is 16.2. This is mainly an update of the Fairlight page and other audio features. But I'm not an audio guy, so I can't really speak to the differences in the Fairlight page. However, I am a color guy, and while there aren't many updates to the color page, there are a few small but significant ones that I really love, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So if you find the following video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, and hit the like button. First one has to do with the scopes. Let's just go back to the curves. Get out the scopes. Alrighty. Now go over to the three dots. Activate Display Qualifier Focus. Which at first I didn't know what the heck that meant, but it was in the release notes. Because I thought, I'll find out. So I checked it. As long as you then click either the curves or the qualifier tab, so that you have this eyedropper, you'll now see, if you watch the scopes, different colored circles as you move along the image. These tell you where the color is on the different scopes. Now let's have a better look. Let's boost the reticle on each of the scopes. And now we go look at the color. We can really see those focus circles in all of the waveforms, CIE, chromaticity, and the vector scope. You can see when you hold the eyedropper over a color in the image, what the saturation is and where that color is. But more importantly, since the waveform and the parade go from left to right, but the colors can be piled on top of each other, that gives you a better sense of what's what on the scopes. You hold it over this part, you know that those colors are up there. But you go down here, you can see these colors are in the midtones and down. This red you can see is down in the lower midtones. And you can see where it is on the vector scope. My skin tones in this picture are pretty neutral. It's harder to see in the CIE chromaticity scope, but all the parades are good. Okay, I love this, because up until now, the only way to have any idea which colors are showing up on which part of the scopes was to right-click, turn on Show Rgb Color Picker. Okay, well, those numbers don't match up with the numbers on the scopes. You can't fix that. You go under View, Show Rgb Picker Value, go to 10-bit. So now you at least have the numbers corresponding to the numbers on the scopes. But it was still not the most intuitive way of understanding what colors and where they're at. But now you can go in there, combining both the picker and the scopes, you can see, okay, there's the red number. 762. Where's that? Well, that's right there on the waveform in the center of that red circle. It really gives you a good sense of where exactly everything is on the scope. That's the first update I love. Let's close that. We don't need that anymore. The second, and probably more significant change, are these number boxes. Now, these numbers have always been here. And if you use your middle scroll wheel over the master wheel and you scroll it up, you scroll it down, or give it a pull, you can see the numbers change. But there was one big problem. The first time I got into Resolve, I thought, okay, there's numbers there. I can just type in a number. No! You couldn't type in anything. Despite the appearance that they're like any other number box that you can enter stuff into, there was nothing you could do. You couldn't enter a number. You couldn't scrub. It was meaningless. Now let's reset that. This is where I love the new update, 16.2. Click in a box. Oops. Type. Enter. Or go like that. Scrub it. You can change each one individually. And you can reproduce something that you did elsewhere. You can just type it in. And by double-clicking, you can reset them individually. This is a heck of an improvement. And I love it. I mean, it's not the biggest, but it does finally make these number entry boxes useful. And just to make sure, you can also scrub the numbers here in the blur palette and reset them individually as well, despite them being linked. This palette's radius, HV ratio, and scaling number boxes, I don't think they were active before. Not like your standard number boxes. So, two small but I think significant improvements in the color page. Nothing like the big changes in the Fairlight page, but still I love them. As a colorist, I think, damn, I wish that they had had those for a long time. There are some other improvements, but these are the two that I think are the most interesting. So, if you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. For Star Challenge Media, I'm Paul Wittenberg. Thank you.